we get ready for a little NBA action on 2K Sports. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It's going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder up against the Chicago Bulls. And now, time to get you out to your play-by-play man, Kevin Harlan, our analysts Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg from Chicago as they get ready for the opening tip.
It's a look outside the United Center at the bronze statue honoring His Highness Michael Jordan. Hi everyone, Kevin Harlan along with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. We're here to present the NBA on this Saturday afternoon. Now a chance to check out our starting lineups. First for the Thunder, backboard is Westbrook and Cephalosha. And in the paint, holding down the pivot of physical and cruising big man at 6'10", Big Perk, Kendrick Perkins. And it's Durant, and it's Ibaka in at the four-man position. And for Chicago, D. Rose and Jimmy Butler back. And down low, the two-time NCAA champion at Florida, the 6'11" tornado of energy and effort. It's the big man, Joakim Noah. Then there's Dunleavy, and it's Gibson in at the four.
You know, it wasn't that the Thunder were beating teams last season. Everybody expected that, but it was the way they were blowing out teams on such a regular basis that caught everybody's attention.
And for the Thunder, they were blowing out teams on a regular basis, as you said, Clark, and ended plus 9.2 as the scoring differential in their games. Steve, easily the highest mark in the NBA.
Well, just think about that for a second, Kevin. I mean, that means your average game is almost a double-digit win. Not just wins, we're talking about all games. So that's the result of having an explosive offense, depth, and a tough defense. This was really a complete team, unfortunately derailed by the Westbrook injury.
Now here's Durant after the miss from Dunleavy. Durant kicks to Westbrook. Shot clock at 6. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
I think Westbrook may be the most explosive player in the game right now. I mean, you got Wade, Kobe, Derrick Rose, but I think Russell Westbrook, with his speed and quickness, is probably the guy right now.
First one at the line is good, and Westbrook really a freak athlete. Clark, a terrific dunker.
Yeah, he's a guy you would just love to see in the dunk contest, Kevin, but he says he's more of a game dunker and might not shine in the exhibition type format, and I can understand that. The dunks that Russell does in games are so vicious and so posterizing that it's hard to create that same type of tenacity and energy in a contest. So I think there are some guys that are more geared towards dunking in games than winning dunk contests.
Now let's go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to catch up with head coach Scott Brooks.
Well, he talked about how tough a matchup the Bulls are for any team because of their defense. He said Coach Thibodeau really knows how to prevent an offense from doing what they want. The Bulls are experts in taking away options. If we're going to win, we'll have to find a lot of different ways to get points. Indeed, they will, guys. Thanks,
Doris. The Bulls shooting their first free throws of the game.
Yeah, this club shot 77% as a team last year. Good, not spectacular, but solid.
And you know, a lot of times, guys, in some of their performances last year, their free throw numbers helped them win games.
And both free throws good from Gibson.
Boy, I tell you, the Bulls showed how resilient they could be without Derrick Rose last season. They played competitive basketball, but up against the Western Conference, they just didn't quite have the same punch. Got beat up pretty good out west.
Now here's Westbrook. He kicks it to Ibaka. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Butler with the ball. And back to the Bulls against the West. Not sure what exactly their shortcomings were, but in the end, Steve, they were only able to win 11 games out of the 30 they played out of conference.
You know, the Bulls were a team that could win games on grit and toughness, but the West was a lot more talented last year than the East. And so some nights Chicago just kind of ran into reality, and they didn't have enough talent to deal with some of those Western teams.
You know, guys, when Noah came out of Florida, most people viewed him as just an energy guy or a role player, but I tell you what, I always saw him as a highly skilled player. He could pass it, he could put it on the floor, was smart defensively. He's shown that he can anchor a defense, and he contributes double-doubles on a nightly basis.
That free throw good from Noah. You know, for Noah Clark, as you were talking about, not just an energy guy, but Steve, he's a good ball handler, and he's a really good passer for one thing. You know, atop the circle, he's got a great view of the floor, and he really can find the guy.
Yeah, well, it's so important these days to be able to make plays off of screen and rolls for a big guy to be able to catch at the foul line off that drop pass and then either score or find another shooter on the perimeter. Noah as good as anybody at that.
Hey, people had no idea, guys, how the Bulls were going to do last season dealing with the Rose injury, but they showed very quickly that they're going to be a team in the hunt, and they were still going to be hard to beat at home.
Now here's Durant. Back to Westbrook. 6 to shoot. Outside Westbrook.
And Westbrook is so dynamic offensively. Guys, his ability to score in transition may be unmatched in this league. And I still think he has potential to be even better defensively. So, incredible how good this guy can be.
Yeah, he has the quickness and speed to dart in and break up a play, whether it's picking off a pass or just taking it out of your hands.
The first free throw is good. Nick Collison's checked in for the Thunder. Butler comes in for Serge Ibaka. From Westbrook. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Rose with the ball. Boozer a screen on Westbrook. Kicks to Heinrich. Back to Rose. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. 6 on the shot clock. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Here's Oklahoma City now. Collison with a screen for Butler. To the middle. Collison gets it to go.
Whether by design or accident, that was a very high-quality shot they created.
First quarter basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Rose dishes to Heinrich. Mark down low that time, and he got the 3 seconds left. On the Thunder making a switch here. And here's Jackson. And he converts the layup. Jackson's got his first 2 points.
Well, I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Three-pointer Augustine. No luck. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Thunder lead by 6. From the United Center in Chicago. Back in a moment. Welcome back, everyone. We're ready to get going again as this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports continues. Players are topped off with Gatorade, hydrated, and ready to get going again as well. What stands out to you from Oklahoma City in this one?
And they've done a nice job here offensively to establish a rhythm and a pace to this game.
And I like that they're finding ways to score, playing well here, Steve. Hey, we all know how hard it was for the Thunder going into last season to trade away their sixth-man star, James Harden, but it was something that had to be done. They really missed his playmaking ability, though, and I think they missed him in the locker room, too.
Augustine with the steal. Pass to Heinrich. Just 5 on the clock. From deep, an absolute bomb from three-point range. Heinrich's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Bulls. And for the Thunder, a financial decision to trade away Harden. They've already tied up Steve money and big contracts to Durant, to Westbrook, Ibaka, and Perkins.
And Kevin, I think a lot of people have questioned why they didn't keep Harden and maybe move Ibaka or Perkins. I think Perkins would have been maybe the best option, but he's really looked at as their best post defender and a guy who brings leadership and toughness. So it was a very difficult decision, but there's no doubt this team missed James Harden.
Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Fisher with the ball. Now guarded by Dunleavy, and they call an illegal screen here.
Well, good idea setting that screen, but the execution wasn't there.
No, it sure wasn't. I mean, you want it to be hard, but it also has to be legal.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Nick Collison's checked in for Adams. Durant comes in for Caron Butler. And Thabo Sefolosha subbed in for Derek Fisher.
Serge Ibaka, born and raised in the Republic of Congo. We've had African-born players in the league for decades, but it seems that as the league has reached out to develop talent there, the numbers are increasing from that part of the world.
The Thunder with the lead. Westbrook gets a screen from Ibaka. Westbrook passes to Sefolosha. He dishes it to Collison. Clock at 6. The pass to Durant. There's the three. To go. And going back to Ibaka and growing talent coming from the continent of Africa. Steve, 1 billion people there.
Soccer is still the biggest sport there, but steadily the NBA has made inroads, providing courts and equipment and coaching around the continent. So you would expect more and more players to come to the league from Africa.
Bang and Mute and Hashim Thabit. We'll get some notable players in the league from there.
You know, one of the keys to the Thunder's success last year was they made a living at the free throw line. The golden rule of basketball, one of them anyway, is don't foul a jump shooter. But that didn't stop teams from getting whistled against OKC, and they usually made other teams pay when they got to the line.
Taking a look at the rankings from last year, Thunder were second overall in trips to the free throw line. And Steve, for a third straight year, they led the league in free throw percentage, a deadly combination.
Yeah, they actually had the third best team free throw percentage in NBA history. So quite a combination. When you've got Durant and Westbrook constantly attacking and putting pressure on the defense and then knocking down their free throws like they do, that's difficult to deal with.
Sefolosha hits both of them.
People have talked about the defensive renaissance in Chicago as a big part of their turnaround, and that's accurate. Hibbs has done wonders for this team defensively, but another aspect is that they've had one of the deepest benches in the league the past few years, too.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Noah kicks to Rose. Pulls it up. It's hauled in by Butler.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
And that concludes the first half. It's the Thunder. They lead by 6. Folks, stay tuned for the halftime show at Game & Brews for all the highlights from our first half.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Saturday, the best day of the week. Let's make it even a little bit better with a halftime show. Oklahoma City up on top against Chicago. A dominating performance offensively. They're getting everything they want. And a tough matchup, but the Bulls are staying afloat. They've done all the little things, made all the hustle plays, and that's been the difference. That'll be it for the halftime report. The second half is coming right up. Hope to see you next time.
the Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. The Thunder leading by 6.
Tell you what, it's hard to argue with the record for Coach Tom Thibodeau of the Bulls, but the rumor mill has it that the front office hasn't been happy with how hard he's ridden his top players. Luol Deng missed time last season with a hamstring injury. Joakim Noah came down with plantar fasciitis. Hey, those things happen, and I'm not quite sure you can put that at the feet of Tom Thibodeau.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
There's no doubting, guys, that point guard Derrick Rose is the toast of his hometown of Chicago. Rose has never been the type to court that kind of attention, preferring to keep his head down. He said, quote, "My whole life, I was always the one everyone was talking about. I've never really wanted the attention, but it has always been there. And the better I play, the more attention I get. But I hate attention. It's weird. I'm in a bind." Kevin, back to you.
Yeah, he's a piece of work, isn't he? Thank you, Doris. Here's Gibson following the basket by Russell Westbrook. From 7, Ibaka with some nice D. And going back to Tom Thibodeau and that minutes load on his stars, it seems it's getting harder for players to weather big minutes, Steve, these days.
I think it's going to be really interesting going forward to see this Bulls team this year and beyond. Will that wear them down? Their guys play too many minutes. They've had a lot of injuries. I think it's time to scale back a little bit on the minutes played.
Some solid defense from Cephalosha.
The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane.
And it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here.
Now that pass had just a little bit too much heat on it for him to make a clean steal.
I think it would have been a tough catch for either of them.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Nick Collison's checked in for Perkins. Butler comes in for Serge Ibaka. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Thabo Cephalosha. We've got 1:18 left in the third quarter of the game. Butler against Boozer. Butler dishes to Westbrook. 6 on the shot clock. Augustine with the steal. And here we go. The Bulls fast break. Augustine with the ball. And the dunk by Boozer.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yes, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Well, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Now here's Boozer following the miss by Russell Westbrook. Augustine passes to Boozer. Dishes it to Augustine. Nailed from three-point land. And now it's only a 5-point Thunder lead.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
Outside Jackson. Westbrook double team. Puts up a 3. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. And here's Heinrich. Pass to Augustine. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
See how he used the rim to protect the ball perfectly from the defender on that reverse.
The Bulls shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game. And we just finished the third quarter. We got a tight ball game here. Thunder lead by 2. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring zone for the Thunder.
Fellas, it's impossible to ignore what a good job they've done at the free throw line throughout the game.
And the other thing they're doing, Clark, is scoring a lot of points off turnovers, forcing mistakes, and cashing in.
Rose. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
He's gutsy. That's what I really respect about him. It seems like the more pressure there is, the more he enjoys the moment. So he is the guy you want taking the big shot at the end of a game.
And also, he's one of those guys who can cover 94 feet in the blink of an eye and often does, with or without help on the break.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. Here's Westbrook. He feeds it to Durant. Back to Westbrook. There's the dish to Sefolosha. Beyond the arc. The shot is off. Now Chicago takes it the other way. And here's Rose. Back to Butler. Outside Rose. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
They're not showing too much respect for him defensively, are they?
And they're trailing by 4. Westbrook gets to Durant. Westbrook with a screen for Durant. Perkins dishes to Westbrook. Outside for Durant. Just 5 to shoot. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer's up line. And they're passing to Rose. Goes off the foot from Noah. Westbrook against Rose. Feeds it to Noah. Shot no good.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
Sefolosha kicks to Durant. Passes it to Sefolosha. And there's the feed to Perkins. He passes to Westbrook. Double team on Westbrook. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That's on Joakim Noah.
Good game for Westbrook. He has 8 points, and he's done his job at the charity stripe. He's gotten 4 of his points from there.
Man, that's a good place to get them. You know, they don't come easier than that, but you've got to get yourself there first.
He drops the first one, and that narrows the lead down to just 3. Rose against Westbrook. Rose attacking the rebound by Ibaka.
This is why you need size inside, the ability to contest shots and force misses.
Steve, that's exactly right. Even when you get in close, it's still a tough shot.
Now here's Perkins. Now here's Westbrook. 5 to shoot. Double team on Westbrook. Misses off the left eye. Chicago's got 45 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Here's Dunleavy. And again, Chicago. No good. The Thunder have gone 0-3 to start the 4th quarter. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Westbrook with it. Butler covering. Durant attacking. Ibaka to take the lead. Laces one from three.
That is a clutch shot if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, very gutsy there. What more can you say? He got it done at the best time.
Time called here, and the Bulls decide to talk it over. They're behind by 1. 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Eyes your butts.
No need to rush things, although I think you do want to get a shot off in time to the point where if you miss it, you got a shot on the offensive rebound.
Well, if you got a play in your quiver that gets you a good shot, one you've been saving all game, now's the time to use it.
15 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Rose dishes to Butler. Left side, Butler. Here's Rose. Oh, no good.
Right? Kind of alligator on that short stroke. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
I'm Damon Bruce. We've got you covered here on 2K Sports. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It's going to be the New Orleans Pelicans up against the Memphis Grizzlies. And that's it for now. Let's send you out to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. Enjoy the first half. We'll see you soon.
Just a minute or two here for the players to get warmed up before the start of the game. Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. With Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And it's time for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First for the Pelicans, backcourt, Holiday and Gordon. And playing at the 5, a jump-shooting 7-footer with underrated athleticism out of Colorado State, Jason Smith. Then there's Al Farouk Aminu, and it's Davis at the 4 spot. And then for Memphis, Conley out there with Lee. And at the center position, an impressive combination of size and skill, the 7'1 Spaniard, Marc Gasol. Then there's Tayshaun Prince, and it's Randolph in at the 4 slot.
Grizzlies focused on trying to get more bang for their buck in terms of what they were paying guys, and the first shoe to drop was the trade of Rudy Gay. Just didn't want to commit to that big contract. Thought they could do a better job spreading that kind of money out over more players.
Tip-off goes to New Orleans. Holiday, the pass to Gordon. Back to Holiday. Pass to Gordon. Goes up on the high post. Offensive rebound. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, and one of the things he gives them at the offensive end, Kevin, is somebody who sets the toughest screens in the league. He is really hard to get around as a defender.
Another area where he excels is on one of the most fundamental plays in basketball, the pick and roll. He will lower the boom on the defender with a solid screen, and then is terrific at rolling into space and getting the basket.
And for small market teams like the Grizzlies, that is something they have definitely always got to be considering. Are we using our cap space, Steve, to the best of our ability?
I think for the most part they were, but they just didn't feel that Rudy Gay was the long-term solution. So when the trade opportunity came about, they decided to free themselves up of a long-term financial commitment and give themselves more options in terms of personnel moving forward.
Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
Here's Conley. Lee outside. 5 to shoot. Gasol, a screen on Gordon. Here's Lee outside, and that one's good.
That's why teams emphasize the use of screens and picks, just to get you some open looks like that one.
Pelicans last season were dead last in steals, guys, and you would think with a defensive anchor like Anthony Davis inside, they'd feel more comfortable pressuring the passing lanes, but just didn't seem to be the case for him.
Now here's Gordon. Hits the fadeaway. Gordon's got his first points in this one. Now here's Conley. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Well, Kevin, I had a chance to talk with head coach Monty Williams. He brought up Marc Gasol, a kind of sleeper player he thinks could give them trouble. Coach said he's a guy 7 foot plus. He's very skilled, can shoot and finish over either shoulder, and he doesn't shy away from contact. He's a guy you have to really pay attention to. And I told our guys, we can't let him have a big game. Fellas, we'll see how they do against him.
Thanks again, Doris. Now here's Gordon after the Marcus Hornets. And Clark, as you said, with the Van Hornets, now Pelicans, last in the league a year ago in steals per game. And Steve, overall defensively, they just struggled mightily.
Yeah, 3rd worst defense in the league last year. They allowed a lot of open threes on the perimeter. Some of that is just, the young team and going through the growing pains. But I think, with the shot blockers inside, you have to apply more pressure on the perimeter. And that's why they went out and got some of the guys they did.
Here's Aminu, following the basket by Marc Gasol. Shoots it up. And there's Eric Gordon on the assist by Holiday.
Not really the shot they were looking for, but still they got it to go.
Holiday against Conley. Pass it to Gasol. Working on Smith. Shot from 12. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Gordon kicks to Holiday. Right side Holiday. Poke loose. And blocked.
Easy call there.
No question about that one. You can hear the impact from where I am.
Pelicans shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
About a year ago, they converted about 78% of their free throws as a team, so pretty solid there.
And you can't take those numbers lightly, fellas. I mean, their free throw shooting made a difference for them in a lot of their games last season.
And he knocks down the first one. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Both. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow.
Boy, a big bonus for them to end the quarter as he beats the buzzer.
Talk about maximizing every last possession you've got. Right there, it was done.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. New Orleans on top, up by 1. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play.
You know, the talk around the Grizzlies about moving has been around for a while, but a new ownership group came in and put that to rest. And one of the first things they did after buying the team was say, hey, the Grizzlies are here for at least 15 years.
Memphis trailing here. Back to Davis. Allen. He passes it to Gasol. Davis is on it. Fades and shoots. And it's Gasol getting it to go. Gasol's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Grizzlies. And here are the Pelicans now. And as a fan of the Grizzlies and as a fan of the NBA, you like hearing that the Grizzlies being tagged to stay in Memphis for another decade and a half, Steve. That's good news for everybody.
Yeah, it is. This is a great city, a fan base that really supports its team, and the Grizzlies have turned into an excellent franchise. So let's hope that there's another couple of successful decades at least here in Memphis for the Grizzlies.
Allen dishes to Gasol. Gasol gets the screen from Allen. Guarded by Holiday. They get it again. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Darius Miller, he's checked in for Drew Holiday. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone.
For the majority of his career, Marc Gasol has been referred to as the other Gasol. But last season, you can make that case that he surpassed his brother Powell in terms of impact on the court.
Almost surprised that he had that much room to work with.
Miller with the ball. Evans picks him up. It's Allen on the wing. They get it back. Out to Miller. Allen outside. Davis. He's guarded by Rivers. And Davis can't get it to go.
He's been trying to add that mid-range shot to his arsenal, but it still isn't there.
And Marc Gasol, a little bigger than his older brother Powell, very comfortable at the center position, whereas Powell is a little more of a tweener. They're both obviously